By the time warm weather returned to Wisconsin, all of us were still adjusting to life in a pandemic. Those still working were doing some, if not all of it, from home. But for those who lost their job, the task of applying and getting approved for unemployment turned into a full-time job itself. The surge of calls to the state unemployment office started in the first few months of the pandemic.
Maybe another month, and I'm going to be running out of money.
Denise Lee Holmes was one of the first to lose her job because of COVID-19. We interviewed her at the end of March. Her calls had gone unanswered.
According to the Department of Workforce Development, there have been more than 3.7 million unemployment claims filed in Wisconsin since March 15th.
It's been just nerve-wracking, just thinking, everything I worked so hard for is just going to be plucked from me.
Substitute teacher Esther Turner had not been paid since the schools closed. By July, she was one of more than 100,000 people that had not seen a dime from unemployment.
I never thought this was going to ever be resolved. I just was at my wit's end.
The Legislative Audit Bureau discovered from March, when the pandemic hit, to the end of June, workers made about 40 million calls. More than 90% of calls never got through on the phone. Fewer than 1% were answered.
We are really at this point, hopefully through this backlog in a matter of weeks.
In a year with so much taken away, not even Milwaukee's usual summertime staples offered a reprieve.
We just couldn't take the chance.
So Summerfest canceled for the first time in 53 years.
Last year, the Wisconsin State Fair drew over 1 million people to its grounds. This August, the park will sit empty.
2020 even took its toll on the Bucks, a team so many thought was on the road to a championship.
At the end of the day, this is going to be the toughest championship you could ever win because the circumstances are really, really tough right now.
Their season restarted in the bubble at Disney World in Florida, but the Bucks bubble burst in the second round of the playoffs.
The best team in the NBA is gone,
losing to the Miami Heat. The Bucks' home, Fiserv Forum, and the city of Milwaukee lost out when the summer's premier event, the 2020 Democratic National Convention, went virtual.
There will still be some in-person events here in downtown Milwaukee at the Wisconsin Center, but it will not draw the large crowds businesses were expecting.
It went from the best to the worst.
But in the end, Wilmington, Delaware got the convention spotlight, while Milwaukee was left in the convention shadows.
I don't know about an intentional slap in the face, but it certainly had that effect.
It all set the stage for what would be a presidential election in a pandemic.
Just 8 days until Election Day, with more than 1.3 million Wisconsinites already voting either in person or by mail, a dramatically different final push.
Well, hello, Milwaukee. It's good to be back.
He spoke in front of a crowd of about 25 invited guests in a cold airport hangar at Mitchell International for the largely virtual campaign event.
Well, you got to get out and vote. I mean, I'm out here. What the hell time is it? And it's freezing. If I don't win this state, I'm going to come back and I'm going to be very angry at you.
The pandemic led to record early voting turnout.
This election is different than any other.
Long lines for early absentee voting, drive-through early voting, and unprecedented numbers of mail-in ballots set this election apart.
President Trump lost Wisconsin by some 20,000 votes, and he lost the presidency, a result he challenged in the courts and with recounts in Milwaukee and Dane counties.
The lawsuit alleges altered or improperly requested absentee ballots, illegal voting events, and other concerns in asking the Wisconsin Supreme Court to toss out approximately 221,000 ballots in those two counties.
Instead, the state Supreme Court tossed out the Trump campaign lawsuit. Throughout 2020, school districts differed on how students would learn in a pandemic. Milwaukee Public Schools opted for an all-virtual model, leading to a class crash on the first day.
Could be because too many of us are logging on right now.
I sort of just chalked it up to, well, it is what it is, but hopefully it gets better.
For other districts, the debate over virtual versus in-person classes stretched into the semester.
Sleepless nights trying to figure out, okay, how can we get the kids where they need to be, because it's really about the children.
I don't know where to get the kind of audacity that allows you to wake up in the morning and say, yes, I do believe I have the right to play Russian roulette with the lives of vulnerable people in my community, even though authorities and citizens are begging me to protect them.
Parents struggle to balance work with helping to teach their kids at home.
I'm drowning of sleep. I have not slept because I'm trying to keep up with my kids. I'm trying to be there for my son. I'm trying to help the teacher out learn at the same time. And I'm trying to keep my daughter that is 1 year old quiet so I can't stick her in a room for 8 hours.
And school board members grappled with balancing the danger of the virus and students' educations.
Teachers who willfully forced Lincoln and other schools to close this week have broken trust with their students, parents, their colleagues, and the community.
Educators are exhausted from bearing the brunt of this pandemic and from being forced to enter unsafe buildings.
That's enough. You must be removed from the room.
And at Wisconsin universities, the ultimate test for how quickly the virus might spread among students and staff.
We video called 3 residents inside the now quarantined Whitty Hall just 2 days after we'd interviewed them outside about this very possibility.
Futon, we have a nice little TV set up, fridge full of groceries recently stocked. We have Thomas inside of the room and the closet. It's not the most spacious thing in the world. Yeah, we're doing our best.
The college case surge in the fall was only the beginning of what turned out to be the worst stretch in coronavirus cases yet. When we return, the so-called second surge, overwhelmed hospitals and a loss of life unlike anything we've seen. Stay with us.